Deputy Director General MS ono ne be address e oba ya na sama o kan say onimien enti no bibia ye wokan bia no yen fanto papers on yen famra eno so ya yes several times ye ni omu leaders ya na ma wa set up committees ni ade but so na nkosi aga enti ye ba ya na o ka say onimien ndi de ye wo bia no yen tro famra no ya tro ade akọ na ye dina hono na ye hwese nka ye de letter ne ko ye no mbeba no ma ba be address ye so omonsa kan na so omonsa kan ye no na police won so e ba ye be pamu ye free inside the hall and ya ba entrance ho entina ubisa ya de e wo mu no
enti mo ma famu ne de enkrata bia esefata ne matro e de abre wo mo anti said Deputy Director of Education no be ka kire mo se onimu a na eye mo nwanwa meboa
eye ye nwanwa pa eye ye nwanwa because me ka say personally me college school aba ne office ama ye ne no ni HR di nyina na ase aye meeting on it before we even suggested say staff IDs no omunye staff IDs ne maye na say clearance ne try no munya ya then we wait for the clearance. That was somewhere April in this osabe hu ye ni ye katre ye college for no akazo onimi ya na ade a ase ye boapaye bi no omo ye eno na ayenso ahye abufuo nti na ye nyanko ye da ha nyampa otena so ye besan ato aso
nanse ne Ghana Education Service headquarters wa mo da abonten ho
ye beda ha
moda ma ade achi a na akira mo ayedai
otena so ye besan ato ye ticket ne so e wo ha ye besan ni omo ye betna ha di kosi se omo beba be address ya be kan sem papa bi akire
na mo onkrata edi ho adanse se because say edi pa be bodompim wo hoyi ebetimi abase eyemoa ebetimi abase enyemoa enkrata be ne di adanse se yampa mo na mo ye 2022 batch amawie colleges of education mo ye graduate no ye de mo kwae makwa akosom na bra so se clearance ba de etoso biem monya staff ID edien na ye mo adanse die wo ho
ye ya adanse ne se yeah, but idea. You move you a no more the document by your appointment letters near the buy. But you move into and farm, but now so who may hear the Yabaka bar, Yabaka bar, if you are dance, yes, any 2022 bat. In fact, almost Emisa the Bisa now so yeah, what I know. Teacher for ye 2022 ye post ye nsanka ye sika ebi mu wo ho a obatu yo omoka but ye mu bi nso de ye nya about 785 any staff ID na ebi mu nso wo ho no more staff ID ta o nsanka o sika edi in all we are about 1200 yeah
okay we about 1200 okay na bosome dudu o say eni entua amoka
10 months in this month validation about which makes it 10 months in a
Miss nyina ebra na me ko school na me te say o teacher for there omo wie school na say ye de omo koto ho a omo timi kira dia e kire ne ye fra bibi back pay na ba na bom amomo ebi mu kura timi kira dia ebi a 1 year but omo abosa aban no na watue ni nyina eno na minim tetetete nyina eba eno bi na anka mo ana se we ye bibi foforo
ye emeka ni say enu en bia na so yen ye de ma ye de ya ne say first no to ne de no na allowance a teacher for ne ti wo college no na ye tua ma o man so say o mu back pay ne beba but yen ye de allowance bi ni was a hwi ni was a na endi ye various schools na ye wa ye trade ekom ene anibre ene de wo ho aye de trade bo so me so a obi ma once the agite ufrefi erunti ama yemu bebre ho a me ameka say sometimes me frefi mpo a me prepare bisa epie epesen keke no yenim se bi esika enti na me frefi tie bi ho a wo prepare yempa enti ye form ani brefa ye rent any ade ye utilities ayetia ne ade nyina aye how ne dade amai eka besia ene yebo ndi so ukaya meka ne say enu abia na ye issue no abe different because boso so a ye nya hwe mfiri baabi a ye dey support ye ho aha
okay nurse enne mu bedru ho no deputy no nko a ne baaye ene mo bekasa ye panyi bia ma ho ne mo bekasa biem
ono na oba no na ada directors ni bi kan ho na ebi kan ho na omo baaye but ono na ekasa nti okasa wie ye no in fact nta wonyina ho kra no ntie ye oka na asem wie ye na na oda ne ho koye
yes wan fi mo kra na enumre mu bedi de
asam
mo ye dodo asa na muguo
aba so far nipa ya wa ha de ya buru fi
nti na meka say enumre mu bedi de
abiame ndi kam de ya na ekoma de ya sa anti no
ekom nya bibi ehu eti ene enumre se mba kire kom kra mba kire kom ma ade achi
ya betre kom kra ya betre kom ma ade achi
edie na sabrei aban ye ebe mo makoma atom yam na mo besa akomunji
sabrei de ye petia ne se that say another say Montabeka Mustafa any musica by the end of July because this month validation aba enti de ye petia ne sa botumi aye besimu ebenye staff ID any esika enope any ade a ebeto yakoma
mu benya mu staff ID na mu benya musika na no ano no enti omoma mu specific date
yes
mu de benya
because meetings are any omo having na no almost almost man specific date and I acquire to say kasa de bia ye ba omo enti no afi we ni de ye ni omo ebeti ayampa
na wo ka bibi se mu be hia mo be hia na panyini kro da Ghana Education Service no mo be hia no mu be hia no na enkomodie ne kosi sen
first time I buy a be hia no na of the director general nankasa at the committee and committee no or the yankro boni mienu eka ho nanzo areho sam ne say committee not say and it was just on paper. That is how I feel. They don't communicate with the young crop na eka ho no oben oni omobe communicate I just one kasa obaha sometimes obebakra no obgo how obekoye sinifa na eye meeting and you know this oko no mo de oko office for any ade aha and fa na akoye the committee na o set up ne de yan crop na no mo ka ho ne de o mo communicate hwe o mo friend that project so much say yeah ba ya boa ye ho anu ba se ne ele ya be anza no omo afrese ye pese ye me mo leaders no ekasa another committee members ne mra so man to say ye ba pa de a omo nka hwe entre
edi ansem ne twato wo be ka kire mo members ya wo mutie mu ewo echichi ne benche
the American no say asamuno the akwa koduru no ye na so enti obia o kan ye ho a onim say ne staff ID maaye ana onya ni sika no on sorry if say the edru no say ama ye ni anya den a eniema be fa ya se imagine say why you 10 months na one cedi mpo ye mfa ma woda si ye nyina ye sorry ne ye nka ye humom na eko no yanku na yɛn nsaka yɛn sika obiara anya n'aso.
Yo. Obeni yɛbɛda wase ɛwɔ sompa kaseɛ bɔ so sɛ wone yɛatwetwe nkɔmmɔ ɛwɔ hot bite na daakye bi yɛnte biribi ase yɛbɛsan abɔ wakakye yɛda ase pii owura Eric Dafoɔ wɔka aggrieved teachers no wɔn ɛho ɛna yɛne na twetwe nkɔmmɔ a wakyerɛ mu sɛ busumi dunie a wɔn nya clearance wɔn kɔkyerɛ adeɛ wɔn cd kura wɔn nsankan na yɛnkɔ ahoma no so na asɛm a wɔn kan yɛne owura Daniel Fenyi a ɔyɛ PRO ɛde ma Ghana Education Service efi sɛ wɔn akakye ɛna saa aggrieved and obese consent teachers yi aba abɛpie ɔbɛni saa bere mema wo adwo ɛba hot bite kase yɛbɔ so yɛda ase nso na yɛni so pii sɛ ɛbrɛ biara ɛba education na yɛto nsa frɛ wo a wuso ye mu na oni yɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ kyerɛ sɛ PR adwuma no wonim yɛ paa yɛbɔ waba so yo deɛ di kan wadawroma yɛte sɛ akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ ɛyɛ 2022 batch colleges of education trained graduate abɛbɔ dɔmpem ɛwɔ Ghana Education Service mo headquarters mepakyɛ wɔn ho mo
In fact, they came this morning, and we have had several engagements with them, even including, say, eventually, they presented a formal petition to the management. Say, yes, now, I want to add, say, some progress has been made, and I say some development has been made. The teachers are more pekete, and those who completed college in 2022, our one national service or 2023, are buying a form with Juma in 2024. Make us say they officially started a Juma say or more call schools more 2024. Now, when you say Ghana Education Service, here for Juma, near Yedin Kampa, say, you start your digital certificate, your digital document, all Ghana card, all select number, more details, kakra, you between your process for your salary to be paid. Into some documents, Nina, your my teachers, Nina, submit. Now, the first thing we normally do is that, yes, and your main, you generate the idea of staff ID, you say, a Jumana warrior, no ID number, a crowd, baby, I'll be put piano, and no, who bet you what they actually say, me actually training, and me crown, no number, maybe what made you memo any. Now, sir, actually, free, you form more, one more 30 Juma around September 2024. There were 12,807 in number. When you now order 12,807. Now, you do your document, you processing in Yanko for staff ID, you process, you fanco controller, you mechanic in Ancosino. December 2024, 9,950. Now, when your market, you and your staff ID, or when your market, you are CC, they are in their various schools or more extra. Now, December 2024, no 31st, now financial clearance and as man it runs through every public sector. Answer na yebefa obi adwuma no. Yeko Ministry of Finance wo ekwaje financial clearance. Na Ministry of Finance ama ya kwan say yebetumi ya fa nipa na yentua ne ka. Inti sa financial clearance na yegye no last year no. Ewu year December 2024. Na ewu year chire no teachers no emu 2,113 almost nya almost staff ID staff ID a wobetu wo de achira de as teachers almost akan na emu 582 they didn't get their staff ID almost omo enyo omo aketu akra ntimaka say san number we 2,113 almost akan almost staff ID no and 582 now almost akan almost staff ID and their salary. IDs and war issues in 2025. So they were not captured in the clearance. Or in other words, financial clearance ni wuye and sana well demonster can almost have ID na everything. Chama paying them and as a year bet you almost cannot because almost have almost clearance, you know. Now new management yet taking over no yansanase quickly, you know, we showed a lot of interest because genuinely these are people who were engaged. So the first thing we did was that number one, yenye validation exercise. Na yenfan cross check say obi a yefa ni dia okura ni appointment letter dia ampara genuinely no yafa no ejuma apayankasa recognize say yafa no ejuma. Into between March 7 and March 14 na yes validation exercise nyina validation exercise ye ema ye be establish say one more one sang kan wo staff ID na ebi mo nso a wɔn nsa aka wɔn staff ID na mbom wɔn nsa nka wɔn akatua no while some are genuine no ebi nso ɛyɛ because of several other factors including so obi wɔ hɔ na ne Ghana card ID no obi wɔ net number obi wɔ hɔ no mo a in fact we were even realizing say ebi mo kura wɔ appointment letters a yɛde ma wɔn no kura no sɛ yɛ fake na nyɛ genuine nti no yɛyɛ saa validation ne nyinaa to ensure say one more ya form almost processes, almost documents, almost select numbers, almost Ghana card numbers, and almost details, almost provide the nina ya create and sana ye to me AKOSUA AG0. So that is the first thing we did to make sure we conduct a nationwide validation exercise to ensure say obi a yafa ni dia genuinely no kwa yafa. Number one. Number two, your science so for me committee say aggrieved teachers mwankasa mo problem no issue wo ho a wo pese ye solve no mo mo leaders na Ghana Education Service yem fa ye leaders na mo mienu mo nya adwuma ni mbom because we don't want to leave you in the dark na nkoye say ye nyoma bi kokwasa nyoma bi secretly mo kra no mo nya aware anase mo ya aware kra mo ntia mo na dem until we engage their leaders currently amenoka say there's a committee omo leaders no and Ghana Education Service leaders in Ghana no omo working together to ensure say the aggrieved teachers omo concerns have been assured. Fortunately for us, and so no, we the finance minister a budget already. So we'll check the budget for 2025. He made allocation for recruitment in the Ghana Education Service, allocations for financial clearance for them. You know, I wanted I wish you completely say immediately I bind the release the funds, you know, these concerned teachers will be sorted. And also the finance ministry, AKOSUA AG0 through the Ministry of Education because sector ministry through the Ministry of Education in touch with the finance ministry to ensure that we will be apprised of when the funds will be released, and once it is released, quickly these teachers will be, their concerns will be addressed for them to have their salaries paid to them.
Obeni yene Owura Eric Dafo twetwe nkomo no omo se niema mienu no omo pe oma ye adwuma 10 months oma ketua MI and omo staff ID said they will can be wa issues be wa say mo ye validation na mo rectify who say bibia synchronize kama na etimi aboa say be ya ghost names ni ade be avoid all those things ni ade but omo se sa niema mienu say mo specific date say bia ebere sei Monsa betimi akama katia ebere sei monsa betimi akama staff ID every so mo ne mpanifo abehia pen na mo ka se mo beti committee said wo kan no but omo nyi ni se committee no kra matif so obi amfre wo mo obi an wo mo nkan hwe e de na betimi aka fa sa issue no.
So for that one, the observation we have made, and it's just an observation. Observation we have made is that some of the leadership now aya omode mayense dia yena ya group teachers ye leaders they omo ama mo say mo form ending kitanwa na say mo form and communicating omo ni no. We have come to realize say as and when their needs are met or their concerns are addressed, you don't normally find them again. In make understand say for example, in the picketing year, teachers maybe by some of them were very new faces, and they were very new faces because some of the old faces now, by some time ago, no, they were part of those whose staff IDs were released or whose salaries came. Into Akamia said communication that they were on almost representatives, you know, instead of very constant because as and when their needs are addressed or their demands are met individually, then they change. So, for example, in the Yeshua, they gave us new people as their leaders. Into Akamia said almost every now and then they change their leadership, and not say per se, but because sometimes if you want leaders that are or more needs have been met, they don't show up again for their picketing or their demonstrations, or they don't connect with the management of DES again, or seriously again, and all that.
Four major signs. It's not your first time living on the earth.
In past life, you were.
Because of the inconsistencies of their own leadership, that is one.
I think, sir, one thing I was
saying in terms of very specific times, because Ghana Education Service, we are working with the Ministry of Education and then the Ministry of Finance. In Takwa say, we cannot, as independently specific dates and specific times when we have not gotten it from the Ministry of Education and then from the Ministry of Finance. The specific times not there. We would have to connect with all the interest parties involved before we can draw final conclusions. Probably the presidency, because the finance ministry, I believe, would also need to get approval from the top and all that. However, what we can assure them is that will be addressed very, very soon, because me and AKOSUA may communicate. Because budget, your allocation for us already. Now the release of the funds, and that's one I know. Say sooner than they think, it will come, and it will be this year. And make this year, it will be within the shortest possible time. Into 1 month, that's the benefit of doubt on the say. We are working in constant touch and close collaboration with all the parties that we need to work with, the ministry
SOMPA
and then the finance ministry as well. Let's see, national market here. And we will take Kasamde. I am very sensitive. Kasamde, me more dapeng and I more bosom ne eduwana and compano senior almost one shana and buma more disappointment. Nembo mija musana dapeng bako and abosome bako omu who say almost half ideas and almost salary abamboma and no will generate that level of satisfaction among the executives. Next round say in terms of very specific date and time, because we are working with 2 other bodies or even more, allowance for us to continue with our engagement with them and the ministries. And if you are more concerns, I address pretty soon.
Yeah. Finally, almost say Nedi Omunko, Omobeda Madiachi. It is a woman. Almost more da wa made achi o de na mo betimi a bibu so mo se na mo didi wo mo so mo de ekoma de wo mo for 10 months nti ekoma aduane nya hwe eti so mo da wa made achi de mo da wa made achi e de na wo ka kire wo mai.
That means that their concerns will be met. In fact, and among Bibri Akosu in the past say their concerns are being addressed. We are constantly working on their demands. Possible, and I said they can still go home. We are in touch with the new leadership they themselves gave us, and we will make sure the communication, because among their concerns, and one other thing we realized was that they felt the communication and very strong between them and the Ghana Education Service. Once we are now in touch with them, we will make sure the communication will be very, very regular. In fact, even including engaging the media to give them consistent updates on what is happening, the process, the stage we have reached, where we are going, and all that. Maybe a Pamia, I think they should be rest assured that their concerns, even without this picketing they did today, their concerns are already on the tables of the management of Ghana Education Service. So they can go rest. They presented a petition. We have received the petition. We have read the petition. We understand their issues. We will constantly be in touch with their leaders and make sure at every single stage we reach Biano, we will engage them, we will involve them, we will update them, and we will work closely with them as well. Yes.
Okay. Yebe dansi bebre se woni atwetwe nkomo akire se yenti bibia se yebe san bo kache yedase. Owura Daniel Fenyi PRO Edima Ghana Education Service ene ene na twetwe nkomo ewo hot bite kase eboso ewo SOMPA 106.5 FM. Make am say Leicester Ghana Limited omodi yan toothpaste ene ne brush abadwaso ena ebo ye chidom. Ahunidie ho hia osi ho hia etibomode asa wode niam papa ne bema woni padua na SOMPA de se wuti a efri wuti besi wunase de wo hia bia ye de bema wo na nanumre de de ma wo eye wo se ye se ye ma wo total care no ana whitening anase no achi no heba no ni nyina eye eti wusi dodom kaka na eba wosi ensu moja de wunya eye yan toothpaste ene ne brush we so de abusuan chemfa eso bai trankasa se wo tototo ho a wo twitwi osia no pa no twitwi osia wia obi wo kro twitwi odidi bia bia ti so twitwi ni nyina aye se ye yaz ne nko ade ye no twitwi osia numre nso aka ho eti prekonam ya wo wiye ya wusi enya wo ne fa kwada numre wo bra wo twitwi osia agi wonum yi eti ye garlic ni je ne bebrebe ainti wuwi ye ya wusi wonfa ya azintwitwi usia se wo sinkura ne bu afu yi evi se wo ma ne niam papa wo ma nanum nyina eye basa no nti eye yasemo ye kan se wo se de wo behwe ne yi a na eye yan toothpaste ene ne brush na eye hygienic ankasa na da bia wo choose toothpaste ene ne brush de a eye akai busuan chemfa monko ba bia wo bia nya bi na wo se so aye brown brown ni green green a Mr. Ofa yas whitening no se bia kaka bi na ha wo yare ya basa eno nso eye total care no ena wo hia Leicester Ghana Limited na de yas toothpaste ene ne brush aba Midimafo Herbal Center Dr. Tamodaso na Midimafo Herbal Center say na wo Kumasi a wo ye adwuma santema ntem se de SOMPA 93.1 FM wo Kumasi ehwo an wo ena nkrofo fra no Midimafo na wo man kran na wo man ono se me ye dai wo mo se hwe na wonim stroke a eye enkwada wo mo fa ba bia dwodwo enkwada wo mo ti hwiche mu aden a yesi wo manya stroke ma me ne papafo wo mo ntibi nya adwuma ade wo manya stroke ana wo de wuti Kumasi ana wo se Kumasi fo yare ana nkranfo gu ha ana stroke edi wo munya Dr. Tamuda so te ya was what Accra Sankran stroke for how mo o too fast so okore wo be pie pokwase mayira ana obebo ne nsese edan na wasi bi Kumasi wo be si bi e won kran ha wo ba ye behwe wo mo a stroke amo maye mobo wo mo anu achia wo mo nsa achim wo mo nan adane apache wo mo nyina sese wo bi afiri hwiche mu wo bi enante ene esan so ka kire ne se enkran ha wo mo ntimi nwo no e ma ne memo ma ware a wo ma no penina said no osi tete ha na wo Bible mu no penina fo mo won kran ha wo mo eti wo mra na Midimafo se na mu de mu nimme adwuma ni minimu sa wo ba me ncha na sa wo pa wo a de me ye ne se memmenyu kapre wo wi a no aba bedamase eti Midimafo he banko a ne hospital a wo kwa Dr. Tamoda so a je sa wo wie ansa na wakwada na se wankasa je ne fisika brada bi onyu kapre wo wie wa fa ho afa wo ba no na wa ba Dr. Tamoda so no aba bedana se eye Midimafo he ba eti woni wo kuna tepenti nkwama adifo atrofo age usika die ko Midimafo Herbal Center Dr. Tamoda so na wo moa sisi yare wukotodwe diabetes prostate issues hypertension kidney yare ben typhoid malaria chronic diseases ni nyina wo ye ho adwuma pokwase mayira uduru ha obi a driver for trotro for ehwa na obi a enam obetimi afre wo mo na wako hu wo mo kumase so abu akwa agogo wo mo ne government hospital no na di nhwe ne mu Dr. Tam Daso was it the Lord is an ultimate healer. When you are ne ya resafo etifre no e was 0244 774 282 0244 774 282 and 0500 727215 0500 727215 na odem sciatica originator 21st clinic one na ma yete yare a ye friend sciatica na yete nka ne enti bi da ena no obi kura gine say sciatica na ye duro wo mo ye research wo mo say say ye to ase no enti na wo na fa ye sem kosi ye nase no ena sa ho techema ye friend sciatica no anti sciatica na ma nkrofo ntimi ntina wo moto so a ama ma ne mema nyina nkrofo susu wo makwaye wo moto no enti say sciatica ena ema obi da na oda na fuso wo ntimi na nachi enti say sciatica ena obi namu na ema ni toguso enti sciatica na ma obi na ba ko ho no ba kwa ye kese asen ba ko anti sciatica ena ama sade obi be se wanantukura so sen wo sere na se yare ewum eye sciatica bra 21st clinic na yensa wo yare na wo ba hu sampa yare we de ye tunu a wakwa awoma massage bia ye be ye wo no wa be bo nsem e de amaye enye nwanwa se ya tre ye ntaba mu enkran Tantra Hill runabout ene ye wo na Tantra Hill runabout ro hu se wo fra timota mo na eba uduru a ye wo wonsa nifa so ena wo firi pokuase na eba nso so a eno nso ye wo wonsa bonkum so wo fro runabout na ehwa na ye wo ena tema Roman Catholic asafo no ye wo achi ho ena mo wo ka so na mo nko New Market obom kwan so se wo Kumasi akọ ehwan overseas edan na SOMPA 93.1 FM wo mu no ehwa na wo ena sunya ne nso Regional Hospital First Gate no ene ni di nhwani mu se wo techime a GN Bank dan dada no mu no wo enkranzafo eye Children's Park ebe no kwanso ya ni Roman stores ene di nhwani mu takura de afie kuma number 9 taxi station brekum goso obuase 21st clinic number no eye simple eye 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 21st clinic wuni majuma 21st clinic abuwa bi abador sradia this was your preko 21st clinic o mama bia ne ho ahi 21st clinic more piafo 21st clinic adwumane de mu yo 21st clinic mama ye to ase ho atono 21st clinic mama tag ne stigmatization say emema kraye wo motono say afiri ho 21st clinic yetemo so ana ya sorry ya homeso ya ba ya de dia kanyina ebeto aso
Ehun asamwa no ehye na eden so a hot bite no nsiabre mu kase bo Yas toothpaste ene ne toothbrush ye twini fita ne de aka ne hyehye na aduro won so akache na nsam a ye de to aso bi ne se post sadoma wa santimantam mu aso ebinum pa achi a krono a etuo da so na ye je ebinum ka ozu se woka ho na enne womudin abetodwa.
Now, former MMDC, Yawoto Binum, one so do much Takwa Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, and some that would be a tree.
Any Adaji Mahmoud Baumia Kasa said, Mampenin John Mahama about 2016 will lose you, now Obedin Kunin 2024, and one will lose 2024, no. 28 to bet me dinkunim.
National Road Safety Authority Abamanie, one which Emerson Quansia Sisia Wayakwanso no emu fado do wada efi yemfonso.
One mo etimitia mo kachire ma mese yenko school ye bekopo. One ma ehwepo so se yenkachire mo se adechie one mo ba betum.
Sanso anakuo bi agaka wo mo ho abomu a ene wo hwe aye biaboa se ne be na COVID-19 emu vasansa hoto no ye betumi awo awie.
Enshiranka nyame se woman te se Ghana ene abibima e ka ho sika nyina ebetimi adi abom empanimfo akọ meeting na mua ebe ne bae
ana woko han dan na wonkita sika ba ha wontimi han bi na anam so ama doma mrasabadwani ya wo no ono so akasa adi afa asemi ho
afi ye ko obi man so a America fo ho ahinti se wo mo embassy ahodo no wo mo base wo ama ahodo so Iran fo ss no
obeka wonu ho no yabo no nyina abada Yada baba somo sa no nsia kase boy ya atena se ne ya bakenkan semi don hwere ba kwanta modi ama wono ayeme AKOSUA AG0 akode boaten mene
triple A mine ejapia apamdada na fi
AKOSUA ago abowaje obetimi afrem AKOSUA nshira
afi yenye bre na ensem no yemie bi nani waso nyina emfama na yekwahya se afra santemantam eho na posi sadom ya pania otua wo mo no ebo amane DCOP Emmanuel Tekujo wade to so chese na ensem bi ho krono bi a ekoso ewo mpotam ho no enkakra akra wo modwumadie service with integrity wonu miatumi awurawura ma nyanipa baanum aso wono mpanchi na baanum a wo mo so wo mo panchi no wo modwumadie a wo mo die ne se wo mo krono ne de bank na wo mo bono wo mo teta de ka shada be pake hu abeka sa adefo bi a wo mbedi wo modwuma papa bi ewo sikakra bia ho no wo mo tetete ye hwede wakoyi sika emu edu entem no wo mo de ne setew na yaje sika na firi ne nsem nyame ampata kai kura ekuta no na wo mo asanso age ede aka ho na wo mo so wo mo panchi no wo manya Toyota Highlander ba ko yaka ho dikadika ska ko good ana ba ko so etuntum ya ne nyina so wo registration number ba ko de GT 247114 ana ba ko so ye GX 7124 2012 ana wo mo license ye na yewura ta kudwo ebo so no wo be chese wonu ma ye so wo mpanchi ni panumi ba ko ye resell ekenzi wadi mfinhye du no nkron o ye taxi driver ena Francis Friday mfinhye du anan nkron o ye politician Linus Agbaze wadi mfinhye du no mbaako wonu ye dwadini ya ni panum a ye ken no wonu ya alatafo na ba kumbudi akura wono bra wo mo pa wo ma che wonom no etuo kan no nenso nipa binom dinisi ye no wo manya ne panchi aso ama saafo no kura wo mo dinisi ye no nso kura ya sanso wo no panchi ewo Kenya ase ene na afa na sade ne nse no mutie no DCOP Emmanuel Tekujo ebo ye nsentrofo amane.
Over the past few months, the Ashanti Regional Police Command has received numerous reports involving individuals who, after withdrawing large sums of money from financial institutions, were followed and had their vehicle broken into. These thefts typically occur when victims left their vehicles unattended. Through sustained intelligence gathering and surveillance, supported by footage from the intelligence video surveillance system monitored at the Police Emergency Command Center at the regional headquarters, two suspects' vehicles were identified. A gold-colored Toyota Highlander with registration mark GT 2471-14 and a black Toyota Highlander with registration mark GX 7124-12. It was later confirmed that both vehicles bore fake license plates. On Thursday, 19th June 2025, at 10 a.m., personnel from the Police Intelligence Directorate successfully arrested three suspects: Razel Ekenzi, 29, a taxi driver; Francis Friday, 49, a politician; and Linus Egwazi, 51, a trader.
Eno na ate se obobo wo mudin no enti gifty ozunrumbam wono se wo alatani ba wo ye ba ena Gladys Ibrahim wo mo na de alatani Cosmas Muadubuchuku ekokosie ye ya na tuaka no a nyame adom wo mo konya ne panchi so ye no
nyame ya domu wa January bosonde atoso aduasa baako ana anpipia manyoko no hwa ne mo se womba to ba na wayi frankatuni a obedi amanyoko no wani mo sa ne ya ba ya fempimienu anu aduano watch 2028 Ghana ya ba ye beto no woni pakro betimi adinkan na ya kasa mpanyifo twetwo ya wonma yi wo mutie no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia ya wono mra bi atwemu na wo ya Ghana mampanya be de chi wono aka ho bia wo wasa eye MMDC sanase mpo no delegate betimi ato ne so abasa ne yesana efata enam so amana da dua Walisa Hotel enkramantamo na nyasem ketoma ebra ni nyina ani aso kobo dompem na wono etie sane ensempa no ankasa ebesibi akọ na former MMDCs besa hanu aduonu 220 enom kobo dompem okohia Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia ne nyina da ye ne nsem dan ne nsem pa wodenamwo se womanfo betena se na da no duru so a wɔn agyina so ato aba aduama ne ntia ɛno aka ho bi ama onimonyamfo Ebeneza Doku wɔn mmra bi atwam wɔ no na wɔgyina mu si aban no anam ɛwɔ adanta kuropɔn no mu wɔn ɛna gyina ɛyɛ 220 mmdcs former ne nyinaa na mu ya wɔkasa yɛkyerɛ sɛ afɛdeɛ Yoruba Omia one ma so no suru se atwitwe ya one mo hra ne mu sɛ nyame yɛ adom wa January abato a NPP amanyɔkuo no bɛto no wɔn bɛto aba no adi ama no.
Dedicated supporters of the new patriotic party, we have invited you here today to meet the forum for former MMDCs of Baumia. We are a forum of 220 MMDCs who have served between 2017 and 2024 during the tenure of the immediate past MPP administration. At this time, that the party has announced the election of flag bearer on the 31st of January 2026, we deem it important to let the rank and file of our party know our thinking and our observations as we choose a leader for the 2028 elections. Following extensive consultation with all aspirants and after a thorough assessment of their vision, their competence and commitment to the MPP progress, we are convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is the best candidate to lead the MPP progress.
Abusuano chosa emu asam no na nwachiro no ana nsam chofo we bisansa na nse ya mu ani chebi ana wo mu se MMDCs kro ye former afoi wo mo sa kopie mu wo Yewura Kennedy akomprako a Japan na kache ya no mun ne di nkomo eno kra no wo mo te se wo mo sa do mo chita akokoma no timu asam te sei ani Yewura Ebeneza Doku ba be kirem sa rekodi wo mo ko ho wakase wo man ko no mo bo mo kra akoto nsa kra didi eye bibia ne mo papa no o mu ntanachi.
I was there myself. We did not support money. His assertion that over 250 came to endorse him is false. Today, we are reading a statement on behalf of all of us. There was no statement read at Kennedy Japan's he spoke, whined, dined, and we left. Today, we are showing our support with a statement. Thank you.
I was away a year Yewura Ebeneza Doku mra bi atwam no na wosi aban no anem wa danta kroponi mu no gina former MMDCs makomako ahanu ani aduonu anemu a won nsemtrofo ekasai
yeda so wo the new patriotic party amanyoko na MPP amanyoko no mu na mra bi atwam aban crutch panyina no wo new job in south eyo honorable Isaac Apaujesi na sema wo de atodwane so mu ogidie se omampanyina be de echi dada his excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia wasafata so din konimdie ebebre party no sa wo hye ne modern po a wo ba the new patriotic party de wo mu hia eno no ebra wo mu a MMDC fo a wo mu awie wo mu bo twi ene trada na wo mu chem se wo mu ba be ye nhyiemu kese bi na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ache wo de se de to Ghana fo nyina nim se wo mu nya botre wo mu nyi partisan politics ento ba bi se me dom we na se me dom we da bi wo mu ntiase se Ghana ye die ye sika semu nkanko ene ye modern bo no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and a debebre Ghana for.
And I will say this for the first time. I think that the party underutilized the strength of its MMDCs. The kind of support and also the leadership some of us exhibited in our various municipalities. I don't think the party utilized that. It was a huge mistake, and I'll even say it here if I'm given the opportunity. How can you renegate somebody who has supervised the entire municipality or district for almost 8 years, or let's say 8 years, and when it came to the crunch, you say, you know what, you be at number 10 position.
Owura Isaac Apaujesi emrebi echemu no ya ban krache panyini ewo new job in south ene kasa ya wo chem se Ghana fo nya botre na de yetimi no di ni gina eko animu a edi nkunimde bebre party ne Ghana eye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Ene Dr. Mahmoud Baumia krona na kasa no Elisa Hotel ne bra okoko hia adom no ene wo se 2016 mampani John Dramani Mahama wo ba ye no wolusui ewie ye wokokotena ase esan hwe park ne so gen 2024 wo ba bedi nkunim enti sasa na te ade a wono nso ne de no sade wodi ncho 2024 na emuwa no 2028 nkunim betimi aye ne de
before and today he's president of it. If John Mahama can come back after 2016 and win, I can come back after 2024 and also win the presidency of Ghana. I can come back and win.
Na ewie ye no na yebusa ne se enti woni DC fo awie wasan wo meeting bio na ne meeting no na etesen no so bibia de ye meeting ye prosperous na wasanse mi ho no ma yemmo na fe yenwura abetifi afa ho mrahye badwani akane no wono anso ene ye so afo ohwe yekua ye ho nsam so a sei wose sono eldik frank ane to obefa no wono nso aba ba piri bi yewura bra na champon na kache na ye ne boafo so nko yewura andi apia akubi wono akoro ya na kane asante achem north na woye mrahye badwani ye musa se MMDC is former yewura ba omi akoko hia wo mo ne nkomo ekoso no abo wo mo camp no hu ana meru apia kubi wote yanka SOMPA 106 aka se ebo ayato ne din hot bite so ne majo
Enia.
yewura apia kubi wote yanka hot bite so ne o SOMPA 106.5 ACCRA ya mo ajo mo akwa aba
majo si enia
na mo campo ehoboko de
haye boko
na sia yewura baomia wokohia former MMDC isa wo mo nyina ma ne thumbs up yi no ama yewura bra na champon ne campo mabodwa ana
omoba ha no ohu de omoye de chede omoye baomia campo enti no nipa no omoye hi omoye bi hasa no mokoe na omune nimni ombeto abamano enti eno de emo wie nkura
okay na sade wo musi eje no so no wo hwa eye na da bi na wo mu de no ana
na omba ha ni se ni musi di na oje so de pa enti de minim se at the end of the day no omo eto abama brand because brand message om di ma omo na ekoyi pa ma
miura MMDC se uhwemu a ansana ye ba beto aba no 2024 no mukura no wo nyina abo aboso edi yewura achi nanso ekokọ wie no enkunima anya adwuma mu ogidie ne arehemu wo mu sese de ye boje yewura bra champion so no wo mbeta na chi ana
egusu ye adwuma edipa de na nyina na ye omo adwuma ti ye ogidie pa se ye koto aba yewura bra champion doctor on no beto aba mano
enti uyi DC fo firi ho a ebiti se grassroots fo chairman fo ene ebinu mu hyehyia fo ma MPC mo wanhyehyia bi wo mo nso moni mu saa na
ye be declaration no answer ye declaration no kura wie pa so hu mileage no e wono tie declaration wi esi form ni di panikasa eno so be hu se secret pa beba entie de wo di pa se di pa do
SOMPA FM
branch ka tiri kasa tiri ni so adi hu mbeto abama
yewura ebinom kura wo mo yasono mase yewura bra na champon kane na ye beto aba no na wo mo kura etala agi baomi achi esanse eba achem kokoso na one pia wo mo edi nachi enti we no wono ho se eye boapayo bi wo de ba beso nso na hwe se mu ehye nya de awoba unso jetumu sa
abienyitum sabra for 2024 no edi nyina se di ba taba obi echi be to ba man bi sabra de bia sesa enti nyina era Dr. Bray Champo ono ni nyina eta na chi
miwura meja wo na mamu akokora no kampo yi a wo matete ebinom se mu ankasa kane no mo de alaji ba omi aba no mo se na adwuma yo nso ani ene nti na ese mo akwa boabo am ho se mo ba bekon atia no enti ohwe wura dutwum a wo so wo babi ena yewura Brian Champo nso akane no wota na chi se wo babi no kura se na adwuma na nso ani nti na yewura Brian ate no ho se obetu franka ne bia na
ye de inkaso bi adwuma nso ani na se so ani ne o mi se brebia wo ikandifo nti hu ni se prepare se ye nyina ekuta yewura Dr. Brian Champo nti enti na ko enti bia be ni de bia na ye nyina ko ne ko to ba na de be yinu ni nyina betani nti be ye agye se Sabride Dr. Ansampo Imrego.
Na miura ebiti se kane ya ye kwato ba kwen ekwowie ya mukoyi eligible omiade ne ba ya okokodi nkuguo e wo Ghana fo animi ebi se betimi abase sono ma no mo ne giye wura bran champion ho na Ghana fo nso mpe no e ho nso mo ahwe ho
You say Ebra bran champion ne maso ko ewoni ni eni nia wo gina ho representing eni odo anifa do no ni do no so do ni fa nti ebi se ne kwa eni mo nyambeba
enti enne ya o kasa wo sompa so yi asembe na abeka kire esi ahene ne atu ahene fo a wono mo wo so na manyokuo mu efa Ebra bran champion ho
Ebra bran champion Dr. Bran champion Noni nipa oye nipa betimi aka ye nyina bubu obe party se ne party ni betimi bi na kwele ni ama ofa kudi nkunim e wa bato ai no to magana fo nyina enti onu na nyina de yakumata le chia e be koyi ama oso NPP da masina mesha nyina
mo yanso ye de wase na ode yenche ama Ebra bran champion se yamane na nkokonden wonko na wonko nanim na se sonoma ehu ne mobo a Ghana fo nso adoma kire wono mobobre onshira won so Yewura andi apia kubi lawyer kane asante achim etifimra se bedwani ya wono anso ye boafo sononko edema Ebra brand champion na ate se ye ne kodi nkomoyi
awoso yakoso adagina anbifia amanyoko na 117 semwa na Yewura Canada akomproko a Japan camp and Yewura yi panye payo kasa de mano ayana campaign team no ayowura kwasi kwaten wono so nya kwanya no nsantro di nkomo eno chaza we wo mu de wo nhwa akọ mo mu timpo sanse we wo ma hunu bi pen se enipa bebo dompem o mba bedi wachi nanso be wie kire ya abato da no beduru yase agoro ne fam e wonom na abahunu sampa se nipa no wo mo dowo anase wo mo no wo enti ene yemfa wo ni nipa pepia nkomo a won mo tuo se Yewura baomia no mo panu wo mo di na chie emu press conference ni ade 220 former MMDCs ni nyina no wose Yewura Kennedy akomprako a Japan empusu no kora na wo magaba esanse wono de woni mpefe se wo betumi aye adwuma no na wogine wudin se ebre no so a wo manfo ye nkwakoto aba ye to ahene ne ase ahene fo no nyame adom so nti wo beto aba no ade ama no.
But I know one thing for sure, that this time around they will not make a decision and elect a candidate that is not marketable, and elect a candidate that is not winnable, elect a candidate that is unable to unite the party. I know that this time around they will not make that decision. So it is left for them to hide themselves that they've been endorsed by these MMDCs. So it's good for them. But if you recall, purpose of information, when the MMDCs also went to Honorable by Champo's place, I'm sure you all saw the chorus and the song also endorsed the same was also done at Honorable Ken's place. They were singing, the Ken Beba also singing for Brian or Brian Beba. I think the only difference is that the Baumietic has coordinated this endorsement well because maybe they are so intentional about it. Other than that, I don't see much difference or any so much of a big deal because I don't know whether it was their leaders that granted the intake. But if at the end of the day you go and organize about 20-30 people within a group and make them paint a picture as though it's represented the entire group, especially when you may even have people within the same group. For me,
na anochi na Yewura kwasi kwache baba to aso atro se anya wanwa se Yewura baomia na nipa bem de na chie beje se doctor wasa ya waduchum ana fe Dr. Brian Champion a ye kwa na campus asie na won nyina ata na chi ya emra bi atwamu Ghana mampanyin na na danko akufo ado nyina ata na chi bie na so na de na baye amasafo nyina da o masada na o matiko e de ahwe no,
especially when this team has also suffered a worst breakaway in history. Nana Guford, who brought Dr. Baumia, today is not supporting him. Dr. Brian Champion, who blocked the whole Eastern region block for him, today is not supporting him to the extent that he doesn't even believe in his agenda again. He's contesting against him. My own former boss, Dr. Duchum, today he's also contesting the same Dr. Baumia that he's contested. We have also heard of that of Mr. Kobleda Paul and Patrick Boama, who were all supporting Dr. Baumia. Why have all of them also changed their stance? They all, in principle, believe that he is not marketable. But I understand that if you find yourself in such a difficult situation, the only remedy is that you have to organize people, paint a picture as though, despite the massive breakaways, you are so strong. And I'm sure that is what they are doing. The political strategy, but like I indicated, that has been proven to be most efficient and most consistent. Is the litmus and
was your warrior customer for the Mayura Canada Compracon at Japan, a campaign team no, or Rokwasi Quartin.
Ye free the new patriotic party among your Kunumuna, ya call American embassy, what Ghana ha. America Banem senior what Ghana, dear to the Facebook wall say. American visa and say one sakambia. And no chase over to me a cocoti, knitting tintin to you. A baby on Pacromuti J. O metimi ama 5-year visa eno chese o muntimi revoke no o metimi akasa wokra wo ya kaka bensem ti ade no kra ya je afri wonsem enti enye wo right eye privilege I to say nkwa nyame ma wo nkwa enye wo right eye privilege America forces so wo so visa na te say nkwa a nyame de ma enye wo right eye privilege it is obenya America visa o me American visa mo America wo musu enso what o mo pekro metimi age wo ma de o metimi revoke visa no. It is a who break US laws. America for no mra, so wouldn't number no busua. Omo aswat say mrana wo busuo nintino. Visa no ye the amount say obetimi aba America for 5 years kura no a. Wo betimi akasa ye gi adio tom na ya je. Eti so omo de visa no ma wo pe menye kokoti, menye kakabensam, me wa American visa, me wa 5 years wo ho. 5 years no make sure say wo di huni, wo ba brabo papa e se fata, wo de sompa ena esom Ghana ede asom America man no wo mu hwehwe omu a emfa woni 5 years na wuntimi ka say mama me 5 years ne de e me dia wo mu ma 5 years kura ye wo mu adia wo betimi age eti weni asem a wo mu nam senior wo Ghana ha ede atodwa se Ghana fo nyina ansha no nso na wukuta American visa anya hu kokoti te se de wanya enkwa anase wo ko heaven de nyame de mawa wode amawo American visa do mu so mu de mawa wo mu betimi age wo ma de
ene wombeje na mum se ofa heaven dia eho de yesu de ehoma wa wokọ na udemu nsoso na we no enye obia na benye mu akwanya Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development womu na ekasai so afọ wo hwe ho wono anso na akọhya ma wo yemra hye badwani edema wo mo bapa Emilia Arthur na wode to wono ba ekopo so nyina nim se nyame de chen aboso menso no yenye wuramu ade edikan wo mo to eponom titiri wo mo a wo mo de asaw ekokoyi nam na oyi no dodo ti se Peter no mo de ni bi no ende yatom sansa sa abre no na fish no wo mo benyenyem abewowo ama omma atimi aba no wo mo nso benyinyina ma yenye bia hwe enti wo mo tumu a ebe boso me baako etuoma akwa akosi wosanada etwato ansa na wo mbesa bia wo no ma biebio na mo wo mo de drawa na eto ende ya na nketo ni ntimi ma mefa gisa akese no nkoto wo mo no de wo mo de no wo mbete so kakra na mmom enya duru binada ye no ye nkopo a eno nso wo mbesre se mo bia enkopo na sede wo sika no no ne ense ntwerofo wo honti wo mo tase bi emayen
nhyehyɛ a yɛdigo akwan mu ma yɛdebɔ ɛpo no ho ban no afi so ne de edu ma ɔwɔ hɔ nye dɛ yɛpɛ dɛ na yɛ nuanom a wɔyɛ ɛfɛre dwuma nyinaa wɔtem na wɔhyɛ ne so na wɔdido ɔnye dɛ hen vessels ankɛse no yɛfrɛ wɔn industrial trawlers no yɛbɛto pum ama wɔn enti ofi bosome a yɛbɛhɛ ne mu yi kopim osomokro obeba na ewie yi no yebeto epum ama hen vessels ankese no bosume bie na yebeto pum na inshore fono so yebeto pum ama ho
eno maame Emilia Arthur na ate se wo kire yi enti wo kire mmea hodo no ena wo kire se eba ne se metropolitan municipal and district assemblies no wo no mo hwe se samre yi aposokufo wombetimi adi so
ni de minti ye ni district assembly akache DC funu nyina no onye chief fisherman nyina de wonya kor na wonhwe na won make sure de mayerkin was be yeduma afeso ye nuanoma abefo infino what yeduma no scientific bodies no so ya ka kire won de wonye hwehwem na won maye hu de yetupuma mfasoba na afipo na yenkotom ama hennuanom ahiamafo kakrama no so no ya hwem obeba na afi marine police
Shama amra se badwani ya eba asoehwe aposoko ene mpata honsem wono ene tua no no ena ache se wokasa yi
na National Road Safety Authority, Panyufo ya one mosho kwanso kose. Jumadia so ma me pel adusu satekla. One na panyipa ya wadano senkitawudie esumafo. Na wadi atudwa atwom se aya homecha sampa. Se wamani yenru baabi ya sha fena sencheye. Nanso so enipa wamu wuo no, wamo ya doso achen Ghana adehye ya ewomu. Wose hwehwemu kakra ya one ma ye no, atwom se ene no nkwanhia wodo ye sisie aya awa ya kwanso nyina no mu beso ha mu nchemu adiokono 90% ne nyina no efri nipa mfom so ya ye wase mrikantanta wodo ne asenkafo bi mu a sabia wan mo no monsa no mde akwakwakea estia ni mu ana won mu twi nyina no wase ano ye nipa mfom so nketenkete yas ye gyaye kan kwanhia wodo no etuo ebetimi atwa.
Findings are available to us. Always consistent. Say 3 major factors that contribute to crash: human attitude, road condition, any vehicle condition. But the woman say human attitude most of the time, was so now driver's attitude more. And number one, so speeding. If you say say about 90% of driver for more Ghana. Speed na speed so they are going share more woni pra
Awusia wai area panyipa kasa Adama National Road Safety Authority Madam Pearl Adusu Satekla
Meka wo sekasiebo wutie free SOMPA 106.5 FM so na yedru Cape Coast na Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly say adan Womu eye survey aye mpense mu baabi adan si enya bi ebedwire gu fom na no womu nkote esi nsu ato ama story building bi abrosan ya yesie abuogum ama nipa mienu akyere womu nkwa saawra wosam na esi memende ya atwam ya no amo matete esi bia bi efre ho London Bridge metia na Cape Coast so London Bridge wo ho omusi Cape Coast de ese wudu Kumasi ya wo Massachusetts Any California nyina wo Kumase no sa nso na Cape Coast nso ya wo London Bridge wo ho ensuo to na dan yi bugu mu ma nipa mienu ehwere wo nkwa enti Metropolitan Chief Executive Officer Edema Ogwa Kropon Honorable George Justice Arthur edi atudwa se assembly no aye pensemu amade efre no high risk buildings wo ma hu bi edan ya se nipa timu a ehu edan ya edi ewuo edan ya nitimu oden na dan bi wo ho a ancient of days wo mu ni nyame na hyase ebra abrofi bedi Ghana sokra ansana wo saje Dr. Kwame Nkrumah begie ama ya benye fa wudie sa abra na ye free Gold Coast no Gold Coast dan bi na wudie bra Facebook na be hye ya dan ye wo like ya na wa share page no bra SOMPA 106.5 FM be dan dan ye bi wo Cape Coast ancient of days buildings I see what che ebi 1900 1800 and you see ya wo bra brofo ne baye a wo mu colonization abreso no a British colonial rulers ne baye no a wo mu baje Ghana boss so wo mu no wo mu fa epo no eso ne baye eti Cape Coast no mu di ka be pie wo mu do na fancy aba abrofo koko benni enti wo mu baye no mbesisi dan wo ho eni ade no mo ne wo mo tena ase a ena mo colonize wo mo na wo mo di wo mo pia ye ba ya eni ade enti sa dan ni bi da so a nipa bitim eti na anu di ekosi ye bugu mu nipa me ni hwere wo mo nkwan na ye bia eti regional PRO edema Ghana National 57 dum de adwuma no AD01 Ebenezer Fifi Dazi wo ma gye atum sampa edan ne butu ye ne hadwene na mom no nipa num kura ne ka mu de mo baye ne se edan bi a ensem fata edan bi a ache ancient of this building bi a ye begyire gu fom.
From our preliminary investigations, we were told that 5 people were trapped in the building, but 2 had already been rescued and then sent to the hospital. So with the support from the MCE, releasing the drip machine, and then from NADMA and the police service, we were able to rescue the 3 casualties that were trapped under the building.
A footway nyina ye footwa ye diama aban krache panyin wo ogwa akropo mu honorable George Justice Arthur ene kasaye kasebo wutie free SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra. Leicester Ghana Limited wo de Yas toothpaste ene ne brush abedwa so wo mo na ebo ye chidom ama kasebo edimu medima for herbal center Dr. Tamoda so aya waba na odi ayeresabia krogin aba se stroke watu ase na ma ne mema timi awu bie ena 21st clinic oye sciatica originator wo mo ena eboa ama no edimu ye home so ye ba ye didi akanyina ebeto so medo edrano pa wutimi to wo boase etwitwiwusi o do na so ni se mede Yas toothpaste ene the brush ene twitwi mesima menya homka senti na ye bokoyi na me all time favorite Yas herbal toothpaste ene the brush aboa me amasesei menum so a enwunu anase de ehia mesen fimfem me biem na wo hwasa mesi aye fita sesrecha homa na et brightens Yas whitening toothpaste and then the brush and then we do shimmy enti na wo see efe na Yas total care gel toothpaste and then the brush ni de ebo wo se ho ban demu ni nyina ema wo num ye sham oh yes enu krotrodo Yas herbal Yas whitening and the Yas total care gel toothpaste and then the brush abusuan chamfa se wo pedudu tu e won kran ha for Leicester Ghana Limited and was 050-161-9588 Leicester Ghana Limited and the Yas toothpaste mo ahodo and the brush abadwa so ababu Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic Ghana had the obi enim sesa ye prostate na baby omutimi ye screening ema hu ni ye etu ase a na ye Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic anase ye kidney ye liver problem ho fa baby na adwo na de fa ne premature ejaculation no a ba ma bi a wo ne wodofo akwakwahia ase wo di ne ho agro ase wo tonte ene ye bra Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic na ye moa wo ema ne mema mo pa wo ye Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic wo mo da mufua yare bia infections bi ne wo ho anase bia wo hwa wo fa baby na adwo kidney problem prostate de ye Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic kuma se ubehu Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic e wo konoma boy hia ena Accra hanso so de wo mo gina mu ankasa e wo Spinters bebre friend share signboard no huduro na ubusasa wo pe Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic obia e be kire for Endpoint e wo 0244867068 and 0274234321 Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic wo mo da mufua
Kweku minim sawaye she me krama nane na so ebony show ho embaso
Malehon Sepeno. Ebony condoms comes in different flavors and available in all pharmacies, chemical shops, over-the-counter shops, and pubs. For bulk purchases, contact 055-230-0075. Ebony condoms, Ghana's most pleasurable condoms. Make it worth it.
We got peppermint, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. We got peppermint, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate.
It's only the view is a condom. The condom only and then it's not on, but the double does got as a condom.
SOMPA TV Emma Akituapa.
Okre Emma Akituapa pampa yede wase Emma mo ene twen na yento aso medu wura Abuja enhyiamu bi akoso na eya bibrem atwaye nkabo muku no wono mu nhyiamudie san nhyiamudie ase Honorable Thomas ya wono okre ya eba sikasem aso ye ho a woyesoafo abadi akire ampem kanidi ho okonhyiamu ne bi na ase na wode kotodwa ba kire se sika bi ba so ma ehom frama egie bibre matɔya afa ha nyina na ya frɛ ne eko ya hwani sisi ne board akɛse na nso ya hunu sika ne bi na sɛ sika yi so nkamfu ano ɛwɔ eko wase wɔmo ɛto ɛhyɛ wɔmto enti wɔbusa sɛ bra na ɛda so no battery na awu ana sɛ sɛnetie sɛ awu a mampani mahama ba wɔde reset agenda ba enti wɔmo reset na yenhunu da kropotia eko sika no abibiman ye atoye ha yebetimi adie.
Regional value chains to process our gold, process our bauxite, cocoa, and lithium here in West Africa. We must invest in intra-African trade, leveraging AFTA protocol not only as a continental mechanism, but as a unique West African opportunity, especially given that its secretariat is based in Accra, Ghana. This proximity is a regional asset that we must collectively exploit. Undeniably, we all support the
Enti se koba se sikai ye dia eba abibrem atoye ha se de ye dwadie ni tikese hyankran obia fa ni sika se ofiri alata se ofiri bokina ofiri himfa na eba oba ya na abedu dwa na watwa yeko na okọ baabi eba ne sa ebema ye dwadie no nso emu ayere pa na abibiman tituru na atoye ye ho atoye.
The provision of venture funding and ensuring that every talented young African can dream and build from home are the way forward. Instead of exporting our talents, it is more prudent to finance them, celebrate them, and scale them up for the benefit of the larger society. Let me reiterate that trade cannot flourish where democracy is in retreat. Investment does not land where governance is broken. The recent wave of instability and military takeovers in our region is not just a security concern, it is an economic emergency. We must defend democracy as a prerequisite for posterity, for prosperity. Ghana therefore calls for the creation of an ECOWAS Charter on democratic stability and
Honorable Thomas Ampemnyako oyaswafo abadi ekira o Jessica Samso o my Ghana mu enhyemudi a abibiwan kabo muko atoye no wonomko wo Abuja ase no waka asemi
na nhyiamode benso akoso won kramantamu Ghana Coalition of NGOs in Health womo anaya san nhyiamode ya watchro se COVID-19 no wom se ne ano abrase yanka se kokora nanso so no se vaccine ne bu hono ya hyase na ya wo se ne ba ne betumi atu ase wo bibimam titiri no ma Ghana emu enam so mene won kyerɛkyerɛ ne ho dwumadi koso won kramantamu amowra bright amisa nyako wona tetene ni ya woda aya Ghana Coalition of NGOs UN Health no wadano wana samtrofo edi nkomo akire won mutibu ponti a anasa hyemudie no oyeye
Meka se nkola de almost 13 ene nkola na ewa na dia eba so ni dia friend HPV human papillomavirus virus are affected by year from age 13 and above. It is some vaccination na yebe ebokunde wukese na ya boye maiwani na omunya sabata cancer. Some virus ni ko maiwani no it due asen I will ni bebe na ko friend sabata cancer. Ya dey to ase. The only dia Ghana dey introduce in Nigeria. My young man was 30 years ago. It's now 8 years to 13 years of SOMPA.
I was your way or bright amisa nyakuna nwachi no ano ba hema yo wo vodomi Asogli State mama atratu wono so de kakra etwaso.
We organize women, we organize children. So imparting of them the idea of this immunization, I think we are the right people to be trained for this course. Therefore, inspiring us and then giving us more ideas before we go to the field is very, very important. Because when you look at the trend at which children are even left without immunizing them, when you see some of these children, you can identify them and know that this child is having polio. Maybe the mother has been careless or maybe didn't go for the immunization.
Aya mama atrato ani echene kan oba hema yo overdomi Asogli State yatoa ensem no eso na Media Coalition Against Galamsey wamoso so atutu bi pa adiamane China ambassador yo wo ma Ghana mu His Excellency Tondefa akira se ye no an se na me sa China fo firi wo mu kro ma baba se o ma Ghana yensuo ne ye ka wo me yanka tie kire so ho san me yanfa so bo mo wo mo na Ghana fo mom ena ama kwan amana kwakoba na sane ye po bi so bo abono a Ghana fo mom ne yo se ye che wo mu gumu enya China fo eno na Media Coalition Against Galamsey fo kire se asem no aye roton de fakura kan no sabio wa bu Ghana nimtia wadi ya tampa ye ya asem a yanka ni nkyini ni meko ye ni kwasa Ghana ye so so na mom yankotie ebra China ni ambassador yo wa ma Ghana mo His Excellency tonde fa na nsam no to 2 bi man Ghana fo no sane osibika na fa yankasa.
We need to view this thing as a whole picture. We need to find ways to solve this problem. You know, I understand in this country there are several million people live on the mining. So all the sectors, all government officials, policies, we should work for a long policy how to solve the problem, to eliminate those pollution, to eliminate this pollution on the soil, on the rain, waterways, on the forest. Finally, to solve these problems, I think you can never eliminate those small minings. If you use small minings, there will always have illegality.
Na Samanu wa China ambassador His Excellency tonde fa kan ye no ana Ghana for horo no sa tai nyasam keto mana national president Adema aya University Teachers Association of Ghana Professor Mamudu Akudugu wono asoso to 2 bia mano na sane yo kan no mama entie bi mra.
Statement no Chinese ambassador has made. First, I think it's a challenge to our authorities to exert their power and to prove him wrong. The second part is that I think it's not only Chinese that are in Ghana. We have different nationalities in the country. Why is it always the Chinese are mentioned? How many? So my response to him is that Chinese are complicit to do such illegal activities as Galam say, and that is why they are arrested. And so on the part of saying that he doesn't think Galam say can be eliminated, well, we believe that it can be eliminated when the right steps are.
I was aware Professor Mamudu Akurugu ana yetenin king.
Ene sansemi ho no ama anti-galanse task force no wo moni abere papa se de se udin hwan na ka ho ana chen wo mbe so panchi ama mra ene wadi pa na wo mo de wo mo aprobo no ewurawura mu a mfimfini mantemu wo no ko nikanika ene ade ho nyina wo mbo wura ho enam saye so ma wo mo konye ebinum panchi soyi excavator wo mo GB eje water pumping machine eno so wo mo nyakura miensa wo mo je afa tutia baako eno so wo mo nsakan ena wo mo eje sa excavator baako na wo mo je haje moto akese no wo mo je nan eno achi no wonom sa jeje niema hodo pi eka ho ewo galamsey site a ewo mpotem ho eno ena mpanimfo de to so achese wo mo ni abre pa na nyade a wombe jai ebo bia mana da ho ombe dan ni nyina hwede kotokoto ase wom so nipa miensa pa achi Prosper Kwanza Crispin Nate NFA Owusu Gambra wonma so wom nyina pa achi asabre wom koboa ama hwehwemu mapa atimi aye adwuma ewo apolisifo wonom akache na ententem mebdo beko amanone na ansa na meko amanone no medu wura doma ena abankrache pani owo ho Honorable Dominic wode na probo akọ nsọrọ ahodom akọ won na ode mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne niso ade hunu atototo so wokọ Baptist asọdam mu afi do ma akra so Pentecost wokọ ho Deeper Life asafo ene bia ahodo a wonom som na wokọ en wo chese ahonedie ehia papa na mampani nso de aka ne nhyehyɛ ho ne se honti ensɔre emfa modawuro na obi bia mprapra ne mpɔtamu yie na se koba se mpanimfo bodawuro se wo mmra bonte mepra nso a ma wonyi won ho mfirim afi red wontu mabunu nofo na wo montwe wo ho mfirim
aye ne mampanyin kuhia ai ode ati so sajifo o ya prapra adwuma kese pa o do mama ninga na ono so aka se kura de se wo MC ana wo DC a wo o makewa ade ba ko pa o de begina so e de make se wo ya ade ana wo nya ade ni se ahonidi adwuma no e koso kama ne se sade ne so sajifo afa ahonidi adwuma to no so se o prapra krum dia na mampanyin so de ye nyina ye ntu ye hunsu se ye be ma Ghana ye mani mu atia ye sa so de kese de e da min
Meno ura amanone katafo sese wo monsa guonti ne nyina ne se Iran ene Israel ntokwayi a wo masasade aboa soe no wo monso ho aka bi na Iran fo atotopa ye ne bi na wo motopa ye no wo de ko ba bi ti se Iraq ena afi Qatar America fo wo mo embassy ahodo e wo ho ena afi wo mo military base e wo ho no ena wo makwa sese no enam saye so ema ebinum a wo no monso ya de hye a wo sa amai ho aka na eno ena Majid Ansari wono ene kasa ede ma amanone asoye no wode tudwa kyese sesei wo mo so abo mbelete pa na ewom se ne ekwe nyina no America fo hotan nti ena amaye etesa ne America enya no wo mo ne wo mo enso enya bie
Siakasia bona busia hamne yeti esie nensem wa yede ba no de de makoti no bi ana say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia MMDC's former for no dia tudwa say one more time na chipa enhiomo awiemo
sada ena wode atoso say 2028 24 no odi nkugu a 28 obedi nkunim na yewra bra na champion akache nso say emo wo mu
na chechefo bebre abebodom pem Ghana Education Service wo mu headquarters say 2022 wo maketua kam busumidu na staff no wo mu identity card no wo mu hia wo mu nsaka wo mesa ko mu nchi
na ebeka ware ho ne abobo no nyina no a yaraba so mo san me no siaka se bo na hajia special food sata romanti ana mo message sa aba no yete eto so wonya bia wawie kura aduane papa ya hoden ewomu Dr. Baomiaba nana akua mo aboache ablekuma central eno ne die fi no se Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia de wo wani suade hunu papa o na de aka nyina na se fellow Ghanaians ne delegate mo beto aba no de ama no na watumi abetu Frank Adiama NPP amanyoko no sanse wapeso ofa abefo so na Ghana ya ha no wosi ano kwan enchia nkoma commander Kwame Bekwe youth organizer we jagbawe afa piaga enso die nie wo se mampanyi ye John Dramani Mahama de woni bibi papa bia so what about Ghana mai positive change Medina and what need you free and was a sia na MPP amanyoko no a wo mdo amai kwa ho kiremu wo mkọba obosia keta hye ne proye na adware wo mo sabia no mo fa Ghana fo nya hwe no wo mo akoro ya sanso ababiem na wo mo la chachira ya sa yan sanso enhwemfa wo mo mra no mu na amamuo pa egita wo mo ana si ye behwe na search antobam anso die nie wase malam aka breastfeeding and wase Mahama beye na mom wasra ndisi ana mampanyi John Dramani Mahama say mani renfio se wono wankasa ne branch executives wo mo na dombo ane ma na betena akonya so na se wanhwe wo mo dia 2028 wo mo behunu pa wo yi ne message sa hodo bi no mo ana wo mo do fa Facebook ho de ma ye nyuma kwa we ene dom so yasene
Leicester Company Limited a one more Yas toothpaste and the toothbrush etu se proye enum kankan ase ema wanum unya ehwa papa enenti utimi ayumeki so bright ka ho na pebi unya no broso no eka ho a enema nyina ekoyie aduane pa ne nyina wo hajia special local foods ho wonna ma waduane utimi didima atachrema eko ododo mu ahwe wonua 21st clinic where sciatica commandant ampa sciatica patients no anyone menim yade etew so akwa yenye hwehwemu hunu na yenye wo chichuru ene woto asentina twetwen wo de friend se sciatica no na eye stroke enwedwe ena age wato ho de a kan ho na fakoma medimafo herbal center no wonfata amonto na ohonto ebia na wo de ne ya akoma kidney nom ene ne eka aka ho yade e friend kwankro medimafo herbal center pokuase mayira kan ho kona wonyira oyade no obenya ano aduro anwumre wo madama ena yede Leicester Company Limited Yas toothpaste kase hot bite no yede esommo wakenkamfo e triple A mine ajapia pam dada anwumre mene emapa no
AKOSUA AG0 akwade boati and the boss woman
AKOSUA AG0 aboaji ubetimi aframi AKOSUA nshira eti yadamu asiye koina third service Prophet Mango Day obaba betwaso ovia sida 49 no masom na fe last service nso ansana no hope ebeba so nondu ekosi dubako na no achiri nso no na ye the last service abafi dubako kosi donko eti every sabre a watie kase bo awonam kwaso awoko adwuma yi ye the live worship ejeje wotata ye de nyame asem emma na woda wotimi adaye se wotie nyame asem na famu da ne de woni de pa wotie nyame asem anu ofamu da wo so da ye pa na emom se nyame asem na wotie bad news a ade enchekura na abuofu etitie Mango Day na wotimi ada ama bibia akoso yada mu nyina se ama momo aniti